Alright, hello and welcome to the first video on describing data, in which we'll talk about the difference between categorical and quantitative variables. First question is, why is it important that there's a difference between categorical and quantitative variables? Well, a categorical variable and quantitative variable are measured in different ways and requires different statistical methods. For example, it's very difficult to find the average between, say, an orange and an apple. Whereas it's very easy to find the average between, the height of one student and the height of another student. So a categorical variable is something that can be described as a category and has no numerical value. Now, the catch is it can have a number assigned to it, but it can't be a number in the sense that, if you have 5 hamburgers, that's a number, versus, let's say you are you have locker number 275. The 275 doesn't actually represent the value of the locker. It just tells you which one it is. So examples of categorical variables might be, your year in school. Another example of a categorical variable might be what you had for breakfast. And a really common one is zip code. Because notice the zip code that we're in, 53132, it doesn't mean that we have 5,300 or 53,132 of something. It's just something to tell people which zip code we are in. And it doesn't actually represent a number, even though we're using a number to represent it. So quantitative has that word quantity in it. And that's what we want to focus on. We're trying to measure a quantity, so perhaps the number of pages you read out of your stats textbook last night, the number of modules you completed, in which the number is actually something that we can measure, and the number represents a progression, like what numbers should be. So a quantitative variable, some other examples could be weight. Let me switch that around. The amount of coffee you drank this morning. And notice that would be different than type of coffee, which would be a categorical variable. Alright, so pause your video and tell me which one of these are categorical. Pause your video. Alright, assuming that you've paused your video, and if you haven't, that's a you problem, not a me problem. Gender is a categorical variable. Zip code is a categorical variable. Locker number is a categorical variable. Jersey number is a categorical variable. And the type of food is a categorical variable. Even though jersey numbers, locker numbers, and zip codes can be represented with numbers, they're not numbers in a counting sense, but numbers in a category sense. So hopefully this video is helpful in discerning the difference between categorical and quantitative variables.